What's going on, my friend? My name is Abram Gonzalez, and hope you're having an awesome day no matter where it is that you are, no matter what it is that you're doing. And you're watching this video now because you're interested in what it takes to become the best at something, right? There's actually a 3-step simple formula to doing it, right? It's one that I followed for a long time. It's one that I was actually doing for a while and didn't realize why it was so powerful. And you may have heard these concepts before, but what I would challenge you to do is listen for that thing that you may hear a little bit differently this time that allows you to go forward and become the best at no matter what it is that you're looking at. You can apply this to any category in your life, right? You could apply it to your relationships, right? Friendships. You could apply it to business. You could apply it to your health, right? Doesn't matter what it is, this formula works every single time. And I'm going to use a metaphor that I grew up with and was close to my heart personally, and that was, you know, growing up learning martial arts, right? And so I remember the first time I learned martial arts, I actually sat and I watched a class for a long time, and I would watch them do these things, and I'd imagine what it would be like in my own mind to actually perform those moves, right? And so in my mind, I'd sculpted this idea of just how freaking awesome, you know, I would be when I threw the punch or threw the kick or whatever it was. But when it came time to get on the mat, it looked really, really different, right? And so what I'm actually illustrating for you here is the first part of this simple formula, which is just learning, right? And you can learn so many different ways, right? You can learn just by watching people do it. You can watch movies, you know, like watch other people doing stuff, and you can just learn from observation. That's one of the easiest ways to learn, right? But it's not the end-all be-all of becoming the best at something, right? Because as I demonstrated, when I got on the mat and I started throwing the kicks, throwing the punches, I looked pretty silly, right? And that was the next part of my learning process and becoming the best, right? Becoming a black belt in Taekwondo, you know, is getting out there and doing it, right? So once I started doing it, right, I became much better, right? What I had learned just from watching people was just a fraction of what I was able to then learn by actually going out and doing the moves, going out and doing the forms, you know, connecting the punches and going out there and even, you know, sparring and play fighting with other people, right? That was the doing part. And I got pretty dang good at a lot of these things. Now, if you've never done martial arts before, you'll recognize that, or if you've never done martial arts before, you're probably not aware of this, but in order to become a black belt in a lot of different modalities, there comes a certain point where you have to give back to your school, right? You have to become the teacher. And the school that I was at, actually, I began teaching, you know, as soon as I was one belt higher than the rank below, I was then able to teach the stuff that I had learned to get to that next rank, right? And so what happened in that process, right? What happened in the process of me teaching hours and hours and hours with other people to get my black belt, I learned so much more about what I had already learned and already begun to do. Because when you start to break concepts down and teach them to other people, you realize that there are certain things that maybe you totally missed when you were learning the first time around, right? And actually going through on your own. Maybe you have to have an even greater understanding of concepts in order to teach them to somebody else who's brand new, right? And so learning is the first step, doing is the second step, and teaching is the ultimate step of mastery. So when it comes to my business and becoming the best at what I do, which is blogging, social media, and teaching people how to break free in their lives, both financially and in their mind, right? When I make videos like this, I'm teaching. I'm taking concepts that I've already learned, relaying them to you so that you can go out and become better in everything that you do, right? I'm always teaching. Like, I think I'll put a link down here below this video. I do like a weekly Google Hangout with me and my partner Nikki, sometimes other people as guests as well, and we teach concepts that have allowed us to, again, take it to the next level, right? And when I teach people, when I share that energy, that's when I see true mastery in my business. And the most important part is this, right? Other people begin to see you as the best and as the master. Because if you look out at the marketplace or whatever area it is that you're looking at, there are not that many people teaching and being in front of people, showing the way, as there are people that are in the seats watching and learning and being in that first step. A lot of people never exit the learning phase in order to get to the doing phase, right? There's just a huge gap between that. And there's an even bigger gap in between people that are doing it and actually teaching it. But what I think is that teaching actually comes naturally as you become the product of what you're doing and what you're creating and what you're learning now, right? And that's my simple formula for becoming the best at no matter what it is that you're doing, right? And when you become the teacher, you can actually become very, very handsomely paid for it, okay? And that's what I've done over the past 2 years or so in my business, and actually earned multiple six figures. Purchased this car with the use of our online business. And by the way, like, my results aren't typical. I'll put an income disclosure below this video, right? But all of this is the product of me learning a skill set with this system that we're using right now, okay? And what was cool about it is that I was able to earn while I was learning, right? And then the more that I did, the more my income went up, right? The stuff that I was learning. And then what happened is my income spiked again when I turned around and I started teaching other people the skill sets for doing it. Does that make sense? So you can take this stuff, apply it to any area of your life. Let me know if you had some light bulb moment come out for you. Put that in the comments below. If you want to know about the simple system that my partner Nikki and I have used to create ultimate freedom for ourselves, both financially and in terms of our time freedom. Like, today is a Monday morning. I am still in my pajamas. Nobody is telling me what to do, but I'm here to teach you how to become free. So click that link below if you're interested in that. Let me know your comments in the comments below if you had anything to say about this video. And I appreciate you for watching. Share it if you got something out of it. And I'll see you on the next one, my friend. Bye for now.